Madness, welcome back. Happy back to school season for all who celebrate or are just a part of it. It's another school year, so I'll be, teaching the youth and also continuing to maybe teach you all a little something. So continuing on my 5 things to know about series, where we cover 5 things to know about decks that you may or may not see at your locals, or you might see in this format, or just decks that I'm like, I want to tell you 5 things about them because I want to. Today we're talking about the deck I took to regionals and I learned because I wanted to, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I like it, and they're really cute cards and they get to dance around. We're talking about 5 things to know about Elfnotes. So I'm going to try, it's probably going to be 6. If you've watched the last 2, I can't count. I can't hold my word to only doing 5. So it might end up being 5 plus things to know about Elfnotes. So let's get into it. Number 1, Regina. Mean Girl Regina is the only elf girl that it has an on-summon effect. I'm staring into the distance because I actually think, other than Medius, like in a typical Elfnote deck, Medius and Regina are the only ones with on-summon, meaning that if your opponent specials Tinia, specials Fortuna, specials Lucina, those are ignition effects. There is no effect on summon, so if you bounce them back to hand, if you pop them, if you I don't know, just they're not quick effects either. So Regina is the only one out of the elf girls that is going to have an on-summon effect to special from deck. The rest, there is room for you to respond ish. I say ish because here's our first, this 1.5. I'm not counting this at 2 because it's like not even on my list that I make for this. It was just like, I need to point out, all of the elf girls other than Regina activates to special and she has an on-summon. Fortuna, Lucina, and Tinia, they are inherent summons. They just special summon themselves, so they do not start a chain. Meaning, when you are, in terms of interaction, I have not started a chain by inherently summoning Tinia. So an example that I can give happened at the regional where I inherent summoned Tinia and then someone chained Mind Shuffle, but you can't chain Mind Shuffle because it's an inherent summon. Now, I will have priority if I would like to do a quick effect, but if I have no quick effects as turn player, so I special Tinia, and if I ask anything on summon, it's if I have no quick effects, but you have quick effects, pop off. But the summon itself does not start a chain. The girls are inherent summons. So when my opponent chained Mind Shuffle, that was illegal because you can't chain to an inherent summon. And I'm not starting a chain when I'm summoning them. I am when I'm trying to summon Regina because she does activate. See, this was a 1 and 1.5. Regina's the only one with an on summon, and the other 3 girls are ignition effects and inherent summons. I feel like that was a lot of words just to say that. Sorry, I'm not even moving on yet. I got myself confused because I thought Mind Shuffle to return was a quick effect. It's not. The reason it was illegal and the reason that the judge was like, no, is because Mind Shuffle is when your opponent activates an effect, and me special summoning Tinia is not an effect. So the more you know, that's why that was illegal. Anyway, number 2. Terminus, or as I like to call it, beep, 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 bitty, prohibited power patron Terminus, locks you into only attacking with power patrons. And if you are playing a power patron version of the deck, that's a lock that you don't care about because all of them are power patrons. The Elfnote girls are not power patrons. If you are playing against someone who's playing Elfnote and they have activated Terminus, the typical only things they're going to be able to attack with are Baby Burb, Junora, Junaldo. Those are like the 3 power patrons that we run in the deck. Keep that in mind because it has happened to me before where someone has activated Terminus and then they try to go battle phase and attack with like all sorts of stuff, and Terminus locks you into only attacking with power patron monsters. Number 3, Rhapsodia of Madness is an omni-negate for cards on field, meaning it can negate a spell, a trap, but it's only negating something on field if you control a synchro, period. Meaning, so what Rhapsodia does is it is going to send and summon, and then it checks the field. So let's say your opponent activates Rhapsodia of Madness, and they currently do not control a synchro, but they have Strelitzia in grave. If they resummon Strelitzia, now Rhapsodia, then it can negate one card on the field. So as an Elfnote player, there's been times I have the trap set up and I have no synchro. I don't even have Strelitzia in grave. There's not a synchro to be seen. So if you know you're playing against someone who's playing Elfnotes and there's no synchro in grave and there's no synchro on field, the trap is not going to negate anything. It's not. It checks after the summon. So if there's no synchro on board, but they have a Strelitzia specifically in grave, if you stop them from being able to summon the synchro, you effectively stop the negate part of the trap. Well, you stop the trap. But Rhapsodia is a negate if there is a synchro if they control any synchro. So I keep saying Strelitzia because that's the one that you can summon back off of Rhapsodia. But if there's a Chaos Angel, if there's a Crystal Wing, if there's a B2B that's already like on field when they activate the Rhapsodia, something's getting negated. So unless you pop the synchro, then something's not getting negated. Number 4, our long lady, Tinia. She's a hand rip. Super fun. We love doing it in draw phase where we Regina, special Tinia, make the girls dance. It is only until end phase. You will get that card back at end phase. And as an Elfnote player, I forget to be like, hey, take your Tinia card back, because I'm just riding the high of a hand rip because I'm a little degenerate like that. Love me a good Psy-Frame Omega and Tinia combo. Oh, no cards for you. So I'm really bad at remembering. It's my job to remember as well, but now it's your job too, because I'm telling you, if you get Tinia hand ripped, it comes back that exact same end phase. Tinia hand rip is only until end phase, so get your card back. Number 5, if your Elfnote opponent special summons Junaldo, the pendulum bird, the kind of ugly bird, like it's not really, it's the skeletal looking burb. Okay, if you see Junaldo summoned, not in the pendulum zone, we're talking main monster zone, there's a 98.457 chance that they are going to try to summon Junora, and Junora is a permanent negate of everything that's currently on your field. I banish the top 3 from my deck. You let me get Junora out, and I activate Junora's on summon effect to negate all face-up cards that you control. That's not for the turn. That's forever. It's really good against chess. Now, can you get Junora out without having all of the damage that like some of those chess things where you take like 500 for everything? I had a game I did it. It was actually, I was down. The activation of the Junora to negate their entire board would have been the thing that brought me to 0 life points. But because I negated it, I was left with 500 life points and I won the game. It was really nice. But keep that in mind, that Junora is not a negate for this turn. It is a negate for, well, I mean, not forever. Like when the game ends, the next game, they're back. But like for the rest of that game, it's negated. And there is no reason, I shouldn't say no, there might be some spicy reason someone's summoning Junaldo, but it's like a 300 attack burb. If Junaldo's coming out, it's probably because I'm trying to negate your entire field. So that is the thing to stop if you can. If you can't, better for me, the Elfnote player. Okay, and look, I wasn't going to do this, but I knew I was going to do this at the same time. We're going to give you a number 6 because again, this wasn't on my notes, but as I was talking about Terminus, I want to point out the fun little extra effect that Terminus has. Terminus does have a graveyard effect that if your Power Patron monster battles, you can, before damage, banish Terminus and then banish the monster that your Power Patron battled. So if an Elfnote player has Terminus engraved and baby bird on board. And they're like, okay, I'm going to go battle. And you're like, what's baby bird going to do? It's not going to do anything, right? Well, the plan is to punch baby bird into one of your things and then chain Terminus, like activate Terminus and Grave, banishing it to also banish the thing that baby bird fought. Because no, baby bird probably isn't attacking over anything. It's a baby. It's a baby. It's very small. But Terminus, and don't get me wrong, you can also do it with Junora or Junaldo. So I guess fine. I guess if Junaldo's out, maybe someone's gonna do a less spicy Terminus play. But like normally it's to get Junora out. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's keep in mind Terminus does have a graveyard effect. Medius also has a graveyard effect, and number 7, Medius has a graveyard effect that you can shuffle a monster card in from hand or field to summon it from grave, but when it leaves the field, it's banished. If you have seen one of my locals vlogs, I have a Medius that goes to grave. I summon him back. I keep sending him back to grave, and I keep summoning him back. So not so. If your opponent has summoned Medius from grave, when that Medius leaves, straight to jail. It needs to be banished. And if you're playing against me, I need you to remember that because I don't. Even at the regional, luckily my opponent was like, it's banished. And I was like, oh, I need to remember that. Maybe the more I talk about it, the more I'll remember it. But yeah, there's like so many little, I've been playing Elfnotes lately. So there's like a lot. There's a lot that I can think of, but I'm going to stop here. So yeah, that was 5, 6, 7. Is that still a thing? I'll let you know. I'm sure my mannerisms and like new little sayings now that I'm going back to work and I teach children. The 6, 7 was just like you're around it for 6 or 7 months. And then all of a sudden I started using it jokingly and then it became like a real thing. And I think I'm definitely being, what would they say? Unk status. I'm probably being unk status. I'm not being quiet on the creek. You know what I mean? It's probably not a thing anymore. But that was like 6 or 7 the things to know about Elfnotes. The deck I've been playing, I am going to continue playing it because I do really like it. And they're really pretty cards. And I think it is a fun deck with some degenerate hand rip technology. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if there's other decks that you'd like to see. Thank you for people who have left comments about decks they want to see. And I haven't gotten to it yet, partially because I probably don't know 5 things about it and I need to learn. And I will try. And yeah. Catch you. Oh, I haven't had Alphonse say bye in a while. Is it? I don't know why he's crying. It's actually not his DINNER time around here. Come on. Are you crying because you want to say hi to people? Oh, yes. Oh, say hi. Oh, man, that was a good hi. It's not time. I think he might have this like Pavlovian experience. Oh, it's not even close. I just saw my phone. It's not close to DINNER. Not even all. I think he just has this Pavlovian experience to hearing me say, bye, see you on the next one. And then I get up and I give him what he wants. I think I've accidentally trained him to think that this means that he's going to get DINNER. He's not. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, catch you on the next one.